I would like to open my own luxury business one day.
And my future plan is to open my own boutique hotel.
I'm still open to any new roles and opportunities that come along the way.
Welcome to the AIM Employer Forum. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. In this experience, we want to introduce you to the next generation of leaders who will share their perspectives on motivations, ways to attract new talent, and how to simply engage better with your team. I'm excited to introduce you to 3 leaders within our organization who are going to tell us what their name is, where they're from, and what their future plans are in this industry.
My name is Fatima. I'm from India, and for my future plans, I'm still figuring it out, and I'm still open to any new roles and opportunities that come along the way.
My name is Amy. I'm from the Netherlands, and my future plan is to open my own boutique hotel. But first, I would love to have an international career within a hospitality chain.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Nan, and I'm from Myanmar. And for my future plans, I'm thinking that within the next 3 years after I graduate, I want to become at least a regional director level. And then in the next 5 years, I want to go into the global leadership roles. And after gaining enough experience, I would like to open my own luxury business one day.
Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. I'm excited to dive deeper into the experiences and interests that each of these leaders have on their future career. My name is Samantha Marian. I'm the Director of Global Partnerships at AIM. I hope you enjoy this conversation. What helps you to feel engaged, motivated, and committed to your work?
So what helps me feel motivated in the workplace is understanding and having a clear goal on the purpose of work I am doing. So every small task leads to the bigger picture. So it really helps for me personally when I understand and have clear goals and objectives to help the organization overall.
That's one of the things that I hear often is that the next generation would really like to hear why they're doing something. Is that the same for you, Nan? Do you share that perspective?
Yes, actually that's the same for me as well. So before I started working on anything, I would like to understand the bigger picture first so that I know what I'm contributing, and in that way I stay motivated in my workplace. And also I feel most motivated when I'm given responsibilities early on, not just a repetitive tasks, so that in that way I feel like I'm learning something meaningful and valuable during my time there.
I really agree on the points that you already mentioned. I think that clear goals are really important to stay motivated, but to stay engaged as well. And also to be given some responsibility would also be really important to me. And I think lastly, also to have a nice team environment so that you feel excited to go to work. I think that's something that would really help me to stay motivated in the team as well.
So while it's great that you all are open to stretching yourself and doing new things, you've all also mentioned that it's important that you do the regular tasks that are expected of the role. So leaders, what you can think about is assigning special projects or giving opportunities for young leaders to utilize their strengths in the workplace, and also letting them know along the way how they can contribute to creating this kind of environment, not only for themselves, but others within their team. So how important is career progression, and what does it look like when it's meaningful progress for you?
So for me, I think that career progression is really important, as I would love to have an international career. I think it's important that the companies look what they have inside. So what are the qualities in terms of people, how they can improve, and also how they can retain them. So I think it's important that the companies should really give you the opportunities to grow within the companies. Yeah, so that's how I think about it. What about you?
So I would say that career progression is very important in everyone's career life, aspect of the career life, but it takes some time and doesn't happen overnight. So I would just say it's to be slow and steady and take all the time you need.
Okay, so for me, I think that the meaningful progressions mean that you are getting more responsibilities, and then you are gaining a deeper understanding of your area. And also I would say that you are getting more assigned for the complex jobs over time. So I feel like the progression should feel something that you are becoming more capable rather than just moving up and then just changing the titles.
One of the things that I encourage employers and industry leaders to think about is that progression, while it can take time, is something that should be clear from the beginning. What it could look like to progress, what are the milestones along the way. And again, it's important to remember that progression for everyone looks different and everyone has different goals. So it's really great to hear how each of you view progression in the workplace. So if you could give one piece of advice to future employers about ways to attract or retain the next generation of leaders, what would you say to the industry?
Okay, so I really love this topic. I'm also writing my dissertation about it, so I'm investigating this at the moment. So I think the first misperception about our generation is that we are known as job hoppers, but however that comes from certain points. So what our generation is looking for is to grow within a company. So for career development, we also really value more flexible working hours. We also value to have some responsibility. So I think those things are really important for companies to look into, to give that to the new generation. And in this way, I think the Gen Z would be really happy to work for the company. What about you?
I would just say to mainly just be patient because everyone's been there. We've all been the newcomer at one point. And us as Gen Z, we collectively love to learn, grow, and also have fun. So we would love to do that in our new work environment. And we would love the space to grow and evolve. What about you, Nan? How do you feel?
So I also agree with both of your points, and to me, I think it's important that the organizations understand that we are still figuring things out, but we are at the same time we're also willing to learn as well. So I think organizations could create an environment where it's okay for us to make mistakes and then to ask questions and then improve over time. So I think it really help, and it will really motivate all of us to stay within the company for a long time.
So this point you made about patience and being able to stay with a company over a long time requires that industry leaders and employers take the long view when hiring the next generation. No one is going to be good at something right away, and we need to remember that we were once new. And to keep this mindset will allow us to bring forth the amazing ideas that you all have to transform the workplace, as well as contribute to the existing vision of the organization. So how do you prefer to receive feedback and recognition at work?
So since I grew up in a household where we would get punished or scolded in private, but then getting praised in public for our behaviors or our achievements, so I would say the same logic applies to the workplace as well, where I would really value the constructive feedback regularly, even during our program or before the end of our program. And I also would really appreciate when our seniors could point out like what could have been improved, or not just pointing out what went wrong. And in terms of recognition, I would say that just a simple thank you, it's enough for me, as I feel it's more genuine than the formal rewards. And Amy, what do you think as well?
So, well, that's an interesting point. So I agree about the recognition at work. I think it's really important that sometimes your colleagues or your seniors should give you a compliment when you do something well, because for me, that really motivates me at the workplace as well. And in terms of feedback, I also agree on the point that it should be constructive. It's important to know where you are standing, what you can improve, and feedback should be positive and negative sometimes as well, so you can improve. What do you think?
So I agree with both of your points, where it's important to receive feedback and recognition in the workplace, where face-to-face, one-on-one interactions are very helpful since they boost employee morale and motivation.
Thank you so much for sharing your perspectives. It's really important that we remember when giving feedback and recognition that each person is different. So when working with the next generation of leaders, start off by asking them how they prefer to connect in these situations to build trust in both directions. So if you were the GM of a hotel, is there anything that you would change in order to create an environment that is more welcoming for the next generation of leaders?
Okay, and I think that's a really good question. And if I were GM, one thing that I would do is, I would create more opportunities for younger employees to gain more perspectives on how the business actually works, rather than just working on their assigned tasks as well. So I think, yes, in that way we can help the younger generations to understand how the business, how we make the different decisions and how the different departments connect together. And from my experience, I think that it's easier to stay motivated when we can understand the bigger picture as well. And I think our generations really value growth and the learning, especially through real exposure. So if we can create more opportunities for that one, I think it would be really more attractive. And what do you think?
So, as we all know, in any hotel operations, there's a hierarchy. And as a GM of a hotel, I would say that I would loosen and make the hierarchy structure a bit more flexible so that my team members and colleagues, they can all be comfortable enough to approach me and have any doubts, any questions. They can feel open to come and ask me questions, and it's all a collaborative environment so we can work together. And how do you feel, Amy? What do you think?
I like the point that you mentioned about the hierarchy. That's something that I would do as well. I think it's really important to be transparent as a GM and also to motivate the team and to use the qualities within the team as well as possible.
When listening to each of your answers, it made me think of my experience when I first joined the industry as an intern. I was invited to things like the daily briefings and had a chance to do one-on-ones with each of the department heads when I first began. So for any leaders looking to hire the next generation, consider these best practices as a way to give responsibility and to integrate new people into your team right away from the beginning.